Hi, it's Kim McGrath from Expressions of the Universe with stars and cards for the full snow moon in Virgo that is happening in less than 12 hours of this recording. I really miss coming on here. And I've been so busy. Oh, I forgot I put these lights on. I've been so busy with our new baby. So, yeah, big announcement. My granddaughter, Ruby Sky, was born on the day that I calculated with astrology, which is February 10th, 2024. She was born during the new moon, but the moon had moved into Pisces. So, Aquarius sun, Pisces moon, and a Leo rising. And her rising is at 10 degrees. So it's conjuncting my Leo moon. But what's interesting is that my progressed sun is at 10 degrees Leo. There's so many synchronicities in the chart. So she's 13 days old as I'm recording this. It's February 23rd. And I have not missed a day of seeing her and caring for her. I just love her. And maybe my daughter will eventually allow pictures to be posted on social media, but not for right now. She did post a picture of her little piggy toes. So maybe she's inching towards that. I want to pull stars. I want to pull cards for everybody. I will be using the decks John Holland's Psychic Tarot, John Holland's Psychic Tarot of the Heart, a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, and maybe I'll crack open Shamanic Dreams as well. I'll show you the chart real quick. I didn't do a fancy presentation or anything. I just have it up in my software. Oh, before I get into that, so if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you'll see that I have launched quite a bit of services using my new booking calendar system, which I'm loving. I can customize everything so much. My old calendar, I did all the HTML coding for it about 15 years ago, and it's glitching a lot. And to go back and look at all of that code and figure out where it's misfiring, it was just more beneficial for me to spend the money and use a system that is pretty much already pre-built. I just have to do all the customization, but it's so easy because it's not coded like the old stuff. And it took me, several months to code that old calendar. So I'm glad to be finished with that. I'm finding that clients are really loving the new booking system. So I extended the 10% off. The try 10 is the code, try 10, TRY 10 for any service. If you are looking for astrofertility, which is what my daughter used to conceive and what I use to predict the delivery date, I'm giving 50% off of the full service. I do have two smaller services, and you can use the try 10 for that. But the 50% off the full astrofertility service, the code for that is BABY, BABY. You'll see that pinned in Facebook and Instagram. All right. So the full snow moon in Virgo is coming in at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's the time. 7:30, right. 4:30 a.m. Pacific. And what would that be? Plus 5 hours for UK is 7:30. 12:30 p.m. for UK time. And here's the chart for 7:30 a.m. This is New York. What I'm loving, Moon, Virgo, is in its home domicile of the sixth house. So it immediately talks to me about our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, Pisces, Sun in Pisces, Mercury, Saturn, and Hygeia, our health. So this is very much geared towards our daily routine and how it is affecting our health overall. The sixth house also represents our job, what we do to make money, whereas, 10th house is about career, but this is, like the daily mundane. What are we doing on a day-to-day basis to make money? Full moons are about letting go of things, right? And so we could be contemplating changing jobs, switching positions, tapping more into our spiritual mind, doing more meditation, doing more mind and body work to become, more healthy, bring more work-life balance. I feel like a lot of us are really getting burned out. I'm hearing from so many of you, and I'll have to attest to that as well, that just it feels like the planet is very low on energy right now. And we are still technically in winter for another month here in the northern hemisphere, but things are starting to wake up. Things are starting to come up out of the ground. The trees are starting to get little buds on it. That's that Virgo energy as well. But with it still being winter, do we still take these next 3 weeks and finish off our resting period so that we have the energy when the spring comes? What I will say about this full moon is you can see that it is opposing Mercury and the Sun, Saturn. Too wide of an orb for Hygeia, but I'll throw that in there anyway. It's also trining Jupiter in Taurus. So this is a really beautiful manifesting moon. It's time for us to start thinking about planting seeds, but we need to do some purging first. What also is interesting with this chart is the ascendant is in Pisces, and it's followed by Neptune in Pisces. This aspect talks about being able to be very mutable and change our face, change our perception, change our thoughts. This is a very malleable full moon for changing the way we see things, changing the way others see us, changing our thoughts. It's a very dreamy full moon. Virgo wants to be practical and analytical. However, there's so much energy in Pisces that is artistic, it is creative, it is intuitive, it is dreamy. It is about tapping into our psyche. It's also about taking good care of our lymphatic system, with the Virgo moon all about health in that sixth house. Lymphatic system, lymphatic drainage, taking care of your feet, giving your feet a really nice rub down with some beautiful lotion before you go to bed each night. You could choose to put socks on afterwards. I personally don't like to wear socks to bed, but I do love, working lotion into my feet. It just helps with that Pisces season. It's really beautiful. And you can Google about doing some like lymphatic drainage. I do that every day because I have terrible sinuses. Bring it down and do some sloughing. There's a really great video that I found for lymphatic drainage around the abdomen, which also helps your body to release excess visceral fat. So you can Google that. There's some really cute videos that I have found out there that I find work wonders. Anywho, let's get into the stars and cards. That is what is prominent. One other thing I want to point out, because this is coming up with this full moon. Take a look at Pluto, Venus, and Mars in the 11th house of our friends, but it's also our dreams, hopes, and wishes that is in Aquarius. So we are emerging into new territory with dreams, hopes, and wishes, but also our friends, also those in the outer world. And just looking through my astrology references, the weekend might start off with feelings of mental and physical and emotional exhaustion. So that's what I was talking about. And I'm hearing it from so many of you, and I'm also feeling it myself, just needing to rest so much more. So we all could be exhausted at this point. Take it easy on Friday evening and Saturday. Plan spontaneous outings on Sunday when an up for anything electricity fills the air. Sorry, I'm just like, I spaced out for a second. Adventures off the beaten path will help to recharge your batteries. And I'll be in Newtown on Sunday doing readings, so hopefully that will give me a boost. The top astrological event of this week, obviously, is the full snow moon in Virgo. And what I find very interesting about that is Virgo is opposite that Sun and Mercury and Saturn and Hygeia in Pisces, and it's trining Jupiter in Taurus. The full moon will help to reveal any false friends and or lovers who are feeding off of your kindness, your good heart, your emotional softness, thereby allowing you to return to a place of emotional stability. So this reveal of false friends, people maybe that are not doing good by you, you'll be able to release them and remove them. At least you're going to be able to see them, so that you do choose to keep those types of people in your life, well, then that's on you, right? Looking to see what Miss Bailey is doing. Shuffle the cards. I really would love to do a live on Facebook and Instagram soon. I was thinking about doing that for tonight, but I really just didn't have the energy to interact, to socialize. Right, so got that set. And I'd love to hear your comments on what's going on in your world. And I hope you will stop by my website and check out the offerings that I have going on there. So one of the things that came to my mind while I'm shuffling these, with the sun being in Pisces, with Mercury and Saturn also in Pisces, we really are, oh, and Neptune is also in Pisces in its home domicile. And we only have about another 2 years. So take advantage of your creative pursuits at this time with all of that Pisces energy. You know, pay attention to your dreams. You may want to keep a dream journal next to your bed. You know, I know that I dream like crazy dreams, and so lucid, but the second that my foot hits the floor, I forget mostly everything. And for me to grab a journal and start writing about it, I'm just too asleep at that time, but that could help. Um, but what I was thinking about is all of the people that I know that have no creative pursuits, no creative dreams, no hobbies. And I don't know how they get through their day because being creative, being artistic in some way, shape, or form, could be music, art, this, astrology, pulling cards, like creating something, a hobby, something that fills your time and your heart. I just don't understand how there are so many people that don't have any interest, creatively. It boggles me. Like, what do you do with all of your time? My time is so filled with so many different things, even reading books, like, but, you know, Pisces season is a good time for all of us to maybe dabble back into our hobbies, dabble back into creative pursuits, what lights up your heart. And if you don't have anything, like start trying some different things, different hobbies, reading up on some things and pick up something new. All right, so how I'm going to do this, going to start with Aries, work my way through the Zodiac. I'm going to pick a card from the Rider Waite Tarot. Guess I'll just jump in, right? Okay, I'm going to use all 4 decks. So with the tarot deck, Aries, this is for you. What is going on in your current situation? And the Fool card is coming up, Aries. So I'm wondering for Aries suns, risings, and moons, or if you have stellium in Aries, are you taking a leap of faith? Are you trying to make a decision to jump off the cliff and your little dog's trying to hold you back? Yeah, so the Fool would say to me, like, maybe you should jump in and make that decision. So something new, a new pursuit is coming in for the Aries. The card of recognition and reward is coming up, but it's reversed, which is saying to me that maybe you haven't gotten the recognition and reward that you so desperately needed, and that's why you need to start in a new pursuit. And then we have confront. The confrontation card is coming up. So, like, do you even bring up the fact that you haven't been getting the recognition and reward? You're thinking about leaving a situation or trying something new. Do you have that confrontation? Is it even worth it? And is the confrontation just like a conversation that you're having with your shadow side as depicted in these cards? Maybe you're playing out scenarios in your mind that really aren't true, haven't they haven't really manifested, and you're thinking of all of the different scenarios that could happen. And so unless you have that conversation, you will never actually know if you are having issues with another person. And then your shamanic dream card is deep diver, diving deeply into a task. So it's saying it is time for you to take that deep dive, to take that leap of faith. Maybe doing a deep dive into your own self, subconscious meditation. That's what Pisces season is about. And really trying to decide what it is that you are going to be leaving behind with that Fool card. Because it does say that you are going to take a leap of faith. You're just kind of dragging your feet at the present time, which is not serving you in any way, shape, or form, Aries. All right, Taurus, current situation. It's time to put down your arms, stop the fighting. You're tired, you're worn out. It's time for you to regain energy at the present. This is for Taurus, sun signs, rising signs, moons. I would recommend the deep rest of the next 3 weeks, the final 3 weeks of winter. Now, this is saying crown chakra, and it's in reverse position. So, Taurus, this is really a good time for you to tap in, to get out into nature, tap into that crown chakra, because with it being reversed, it's saying your crown chakra could be blocked. So you're not picking up messages, you're not manifesting the things that you want. And this full moon being trine to Jupiter in Taurus, it's a beautiful time. But I feel like you're really low on energy. So getting out into nature for the Taurus suns, risings, and moons is the best way to do like an active meditation and a recharge. If the weather is nice enough where you are, take your shoes off and stand in the earth. It is the best way for you to kind of hit the reset button on yourself. All right, so here we have third eye chakra. So here there's two chakra cards, and they're both about intuition and psychic abilities and seeing beyond the veil. This is upright. However, following the blocked crown chakra, it's like you're not getting the download. So you may not be seeing the message fully. You may be having a dream and picking up messages, but there is some sort of a block in there. And this is talking about opening up that third eye chakra as well. Your shamanic dream card is the wailing tree, reconciliations. So when I see this card, it talks about grief to me in a sense, where your grief could be blocking your chakra centers. I'm immediately picking up that for at least one of you, if not more, that somebody from the other side is trying to contact you, but maybe your grief is so deep and subconsciously you don't even realize it, that you're blocking that crown chakra from receiving your messages. Reconciliations also talks about accepting what is, accepting what is not any longer, reconciling with yourself. Doesn't necessarily have to be with another person, but maybe, doing that deep dive into meditation, getting out into nature, sitting with yourself for a little while, will help you see things in a different perspective. But I really feel like this is more about reconciling with yourself over things that you have been fraught with, instead of really so much reconciliation with another person, although it could be. All right, Taurus, I hope you like that. That was for you. Gemini, suns, risings, and moons. You have the magician, of course, of course. The alchemist, the magician, says that you already have everything that you need to manifest and create everything that you want in your world. This is also saying that magic has come together at this point. And my friend Jen Blake just pulled two cards for me, and it was pretty much like this. And I am a Gemini, so I'm like, oh, this is interesting. The alchemy of everything starting to come together perfectly. That's what is in your aura right now, Gemini suns, risings, and moons. Okay, so you have the Triumph and Success card, but it's coming up in reverse. So I don't know if maybe there has been an argument. There's been some mental confusion. There's been some overthinking. And so in those situations, there won't be triumphant success. It's actually the opposite of. So you may need to do a little bit of contemplation at this time, turn things around, turn the monkey mind off, because that would be blocking manifestation for sure. All right, so share the love. And when we share love with anybody, kindness, compassion, more comes back to us. Sharing the love talks about, no more harsh words, as in this reversed triumphant success, but try to see everything from a loving place. And if you can't, you need to walk away, but finding that loving space in your heart, sharing kindness, it's your best ally to manifesting what it is that you want. And your shamanic dream card is Sky Dancers. And it talks about surrender. So have you been going against the flow, Geminis? Have you been fighting the tides? If so, it's time to surrender. So what isn't working in your life that maybe you just need to give up and surrender to and let that go? Because you're trying to make something work, it's not working. Sometimes it's better to just walk away for your own sanity. All right, Cancers. Cancers are coming up a lot as far as clients for me, picking up a lot of motherhood around Cancers, motherly topics, fertility, pregnancy, for sure. And here we have the card of contemplation, having to make a choice. And yeah, my nails are pretty gross, but oh well. I didn't polish them. I haven't done them in probably 2 weeks, because who has time with a brand new baby? Anyway, yeah, this Four of Cups, it's about having to make a decision, having several choices, not knowing which to take. So that could be on the plates of the Cancer suns, risings, and moons right now. And this card of solitude in reverse is coming up, which says to me, this is not a time for you to go into hermit mode, but to share your thoughts and possible decisions with another person. This is not time for you to crawl into that little shell and hide away. Trust that everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to, in the timing that it is supposed to. That's what your next card is. You could see, can never get the screen right. And your shamanic card is, it's hollow bone, teachability. And the hollow bone in shamanism, really, it talks about being an open vessel to learning something brand new, to, having such an open mind that the answer to everything is yes. The answer to everything is that it's a possibility. All of your perceptions, there is no right and wrong. Everything just is. The hollow bone is trying to get you to understand that there really is no black and white, right and wrong, good and bad. Everything just is. And it all is dependent upon your perception of things. But when we have an open mind, when we remain a hollow bone, we can learn new things. We can learn new things about people, about the way we perceive things. And it just opens up our entire world and for more possibilities and for more opportunities to come our way. All right, so let's see. Leo is next. Leo, so you have the moon, but it's reversed. And what this is saying to me is, Leo, you may not have a clear picture of everything that's going on around you. Whenever I see this, I automatically think of you're being left in the dark, or somebody is talking behind your back. There's like some sort of deception possibly going on. This is a good time for Leo to be letting go of things. You're gearing up next month for your full moon. So you have an entire month of preparation. Pay attention to what is revealed during this current full moon and see who does not have your back because they've got to go. Um, the Love Begins card comes up also, and that's reversed. So, I don't know if Leos are falling out of love with someone. Maybe, there's somebody that you can't trust. You're disheartened, disinterested. You have had a change of heart. Maybe it's time for you to move on, whether it's in a relationship with another person, a friendship, a job, some sort of a situation. It's just not serving anymore, so it's time to go. And well, here we have the throat chakra. It's also time for the Leo suns, risings, and moons to speak up for themselves. Um, Throat chakra, blue crystal work wonders. Um, Even really beautiful labradorite, because that would help to connect your third eye chakra with that. But it's time for you to speak up for yourselves, Leo, especially if you're dissatisfied in a situation. Sometimes it's not even worth saying anything. Um, but if you are having a hard time speaking up for yourself, practice by singing songs on the radio while you're driving, because that will help to fine tune your throat chakra and open it up so that you can speak your mind. Jeweled web and connectivity is your shamanic dream card. And the jeweled web says that we are all interconnected in some way, shape, or form. This also makes me think of karma. So if somebody is doing you dirty, um, do not worry, because what comes around goes around. But the jeweled web does talk about networking, connecting, and finding people who are very like-minded. And I feel like somebody special is going to be showing up very soon. All right, Virgos, the little virgins, this is your full moon. All right, so for the Virgos, Ace of Pentacles is coming up as the current situation card, but it's reversed, saying our finances maybe not in the best shape right now. So with the way that the chart looks for this full moon, it is in the sixth house, about daily routine, maybe picking up another job, a second job, a new job that pays more. Really checking out your finances with that trine to Jupiter in Taurus, sitting down, making a budget, seeing exactly what is coming in and what is going out. What can you afford? Where can you trim back? The way the economy is going right now, inflation is so high. Um, and it's mostly because wages are not increasing fast enough to keep up with the rate of inflation. And so therefore, I think all of us are having to rebudget all the way around and like cut back on some things. Like I've recently gotten rid of, some memberships or subscriptions that I've had, just trying to cut back to allow for higher grocery bills, car insurance, different things like that. So that's what I'm picking up, that there could be some financial strain, but it's easy to sit down and do the budget. I had provided, I don't know where it is, but if you are interested, I did have a budget worksheet that I had given out for free some time back. I'd have to claw through and find it, but I know that it is in my computer. But if you are looking for budgeting information, reach out to me. I'm a financial analyst during the day. So, um, money and numbers are my game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that I offered that for free somewhere on my website at one time. But anywho, back to you. Interesting. Material harvest is coming up, and it's coming up reversed again. So here we are, like with the money situation, finances, things could be a little bit tight for the Virgo suns, risings, and moons at the current time. This could also be unexpected expenses. Like if you think everything is fine, there could be something that happens unexpectedly, especially because Uranus is in Taurus. That is trining Virgo, depending on how it's hitting. And Uranus is about expect the unexpected when it comes to money and things we value, um, unfortunately. And so, yeah, more of that. Let's see if we have a bright ending. Okay, so here we have base chakra, and that's root chakra. Interesting because the root chakra, that's what I'm sitting on right now, is all about safety and security. Money and finances are really always tied to that because when we have enough money, we feel safe and secure. And when we don't, then we start to worry about it. So the color red colored crystals, carnelian is great, garnet is really wonderful, red jasper is wonderful. You can use that. That will help you to feel more safe and secure. But yeah, it's interesting how, so far 3 different decks and we're getting the same theme. And what else? Also, petrified wood, if you have any of that, is really a wonderful stone because when it's petrified, it does turn into a stone to sit on if you are having money worries, because it will help to release those fears. It will help you to become unpetrified. All right, let's see the shamanic dream card. I have to put my glasses on for this. Sky bridge, possibility for union. So the sky bridge is coming up, and this is saying to me immediately, it's like ancestors, angels watching over you. Somebody is bringing help your way. There's a bridge between our world and the other world that is coming in to assist and help you. But it's also reminding me for some of you Virgos to please take good care of yourselves, take good care of your health, your nutrition, body, mind, spirit, because if you're not taking good care of yourself, you don't want to be crossing over that bridge, right? So things should get better. And like I said, if I'm going to look for that budget planner, and if any of you want that, you could just email me at expressions of the universe 8183@gmail.com. You'll find that on my website and in Facebook, Instagram as well. Okay, what comes after Virgo? We have Libra, happy. It looks like things at home could be going well, or you could be wishing for things to be going well at home. When I see the Ten of Cups, I feel like everything in the world is wonderful, or it will be wonderful, or it's coming. That's what I'm picking up for the Libra, suns, risings, and moons. All right, so We have heartache and loss, but it's reversed. So this is saying any heartaches and losses that you may have had over the past few months, they're on their way out. So, or there could be a small heartache and or loss that is coming your way, but it will be fairly insignificant, more or less like a disappointment that this didn't work out, or disappointment that this happened the way it did, but you'll be able to quickly move on from that. Rest and reconsider. So if you do come into some heartache and loss, it will be a good time for you to take a respite, to take a step back, contemplate, reconsider everything that's going on. You know, we still do have a few months left. I mean, a few weeks left of winter before spring comes. And that's a perfect time to rest and recuperate, reconsider. I believe we would be having a Mercury retrograde pretty soon, which would be perfect for a retreat. Let's see, real quick. Retrograde. I know it's been a while, so there has to be one coming up. Mercury. That's so weird. Oh, April 1st. So right as soon as spring starts. So maybe we will not be so lucky as to rest and recuperate, and then we'll have to do it again. But anywho, and that'll be in fire signs, all the Mercury retrogrades this year, fire sign. And your shamanic dream card is Root Girl, the disowned self. And what this talks about is, you know, like, are you grounded? Have you been keeping yourself grounded? The disowned self often talks about the shattered bits and pieces that we kind of shove down in us when we do have disappointment. And we don't look at them, we don't think about them. But if you can get out into nature, root yourself down, and give it a look. Start to try to peel away those onion layers. The root girl, to me, is someone that had just went into their own shell, a hermit shell, and stayed there and became so disconnected, not only from themselves, but everyone out in the outer world. You don't want that to happen to you. So if you have had disappointment and loss lately, it's time for you to maybe start to reemerge, to reconsider a reemergence. Overall, though, everything looks really good. Maybe it's a facade that everything looks good on the outside, but the truth is you've disconnected from yourself in the meantime, and it's time for you to come back to yourself. Libra. Scorpio, you have the card of strength, the Leo card. Scorpios, this is talking about maybe, you know, it's time for you to have a respite. I feel like, you know, maybe you've been carrying a heavy burden, you've been persisting, or this could be something that's coming up for you in the near future where you will have to exude your strength and quiet power. But if you have been carrying a heavy burden lately, Scorpio, suns, risings, and moons, it's time for you to rest as well. Mental conflict is coming up, and sometimes that represents a choice that you're having to make, having to decide between this and that, this person, that person. Mental conflict, getting overly involved in other people's business, which, you know, why take on other people's drama? But if it's familial, if it has to do with your family, then yeah, I can see where maybe some sort of big decision needs to be made. Um, and also overactive mind a little bit too much is what I'm picking up. So let's see where that's going to go with that. So this is the teach card comes up next. And this automatically says to me, and this is a good lesson for anybody, is that when we have a lot going on with ourselves, and we do have a lot of maybe mental conflict, that when we are helping others in some way or shape or form, it actually frees our mind, it frees the energy in our body. It's so good to do for others that it kind of washes away maybe any of that mental conflict or the drama that we're feeling. So, volunteer, um, do readings, because when I do readings, like I feel so good giving back to the community. So teaching something or giving back, maybe in a volunteer capacity or just doing what you do, that will be the most beneficial for you, Scorpios. And your shamanic dream card is Will-O-the-Wisp. Will-O-the-Wisp, and it's treasures hidden in the shadows. Interesting, because for that being the Scorpio card, Will-O-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. So like maybe you have to think of like, what can you teach? What can you give? Diving deep within yourself to find out, like, you know, to me, this is saying I can help others through my own pain. That's Will-O-the-Wisp. Maybe it's even writing a blog or giving a public speech or even helping one person that is maybe going through something that you also had gone through, and your advice can help them. Digging deep into your shadow side to help another will be essential. And I think that's the key. These are really deep, aren't they? For a full moon card. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Um, this is financially related. This is what I'm picking up from this may not be traditional. This is about seeking or asking for financial assistance, maybe with something, in some way, shape, or form. And I know that that may not necessarily be traditional, but this is also seeking financial advice from another. Let's see how that plays out. All right, so fulfillment of wishes is coming up reversed. So I don't know, maybe Sagittarians, did you make a bad investment? Or are you looking to make an investment? Fulfillment of wishes reverse is saying things haven't manifested the way that you want. This could be a business loan. Fulfillment of wishes is saying like you have so many gifts to give, but maybe you're not utilizing them. You need to turn this card around and make your own luck happen, make your own prosperity happen. Joy and stability, because when you find something that makes your heart sing, it will provide joy and stability for you all the way around. And I feel like that's how I started this video earlier when I was talking about finding a hobby, finding something artistic and creative that your heart really loves, because it will bring joy and stability to you and prosperity as well. And your shamanic dream card is Fool's Embrace, but it's reversed. And this talks about transmuting pain. So with that being reversed, is this saying that you're holding on maybe to too many bad memories, too much pain. It's time for you to write a new chapter, Sagittarians. It's time for you to really think about this time period and what is it that you can let go of? Like, do you have to keep rehashing? What good is that serving you? And that's what I'm picking up from that. That could also be holding you back and hindering your prosperity at this time. Capricorns, it's time for you to put down all of your burdens as well, Capricorns, and take a rest. Lay it down. Boredom. I feel like Capricorns have been bored for quite some time. Maybe this is a revival. Something new is coming your way. So emotionally withdrawn, but reversed is coming up. And so I really do feel like I haven't heard from the Caps in quite some time. That you could have been in hermit mode, and now it's time for you to reemerge, Capricorns. Sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, right around the belly button, right below the belly button, that talks about creative pursuits, what lights you up. It's also sexuality, what sets you on fire, Capricorns. Orange stones are really wonderful for that. Fire agate, carnelian could work for that as well. Maybe even citrine a little bit, because then it'll bring your solar plexus into play. And maybe, your creative juices will start to spark, Capricorns, and you'll reemerge with new vim and vigor and be able to try something new this year, something different that brings you joy. And your shamanic dream card is Metox, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So that's interesting because this full moon is also trining whatever you have in Capricorn, sun, rising, moon, or a stellium. A Metox is really taking a little bit of time out for yourself to do a full detox of body, mind, and spirit. Could be for this weekend. But plan on setting up something very soon where you can just, even if you have 24 hours, 48 would be better, to be by yourself and be able to just turn off all devices and take care of yourself from top to bottom in whatever way, shape, or form that looks to you, like looks for you. Hot salt bubble bath is what I'm seeing in this card. That could also mean getting out into nature, sleeping in a little bit, making sure that you're eating well. Try to do a little bit of a detox, lighter, more fluids, flush out the system, almost like a reset. Aquarius. Aquarius. This is funny because, of course, I'm going to think about my daughter. So you have the Nine of Cups card. What's your current situation? You got all of everything that you wished for, and you didn't realize what all was going to be entailed. So I think about, she spent the last 10 months carrying this baby, wanting this baby, and she's exhausted. She's falling apart, because she's not sleeping, she's not eating. The baby wants to nurse all of the time. But the wish card is so good that even when it's reversed, it's still a fantastic card. Because once she gets through this period, and for all Aquarius suns, risings, and moons, look at the blessings instead of the awfulness of whatever is happening in your life right now, because there's a blessing in disguise. And once you get past this transitionary period, everything is going to be really fantastic. I'm picking that up for all Aquarians. You have the Choose Wisely card. Choose wisely, but it's reversed. So This is talking about, maybe self-doubt. Did you make some bad choices that led you to where you are right now? Did you make bad choices within, the last few weeks, months, years? Um, don't beat yourself up. Always think to yourself, if you are beating yourself up about a decision that you made or a choice that you made, think back to, would you still have made that same decision? Would you still have done what you did that got you to where you are now? And if the answer is yes, then great. And if it's not, then just do better next time. Okay. You have choose your battles. Pick and choose your battles. Well, we all should know that little lesson, picking and choosing your battles. Is it worth the fight? Think about who you're dealing with. Some people are just not worth fighting with because they will never get the point. They will never see your point of view, see your side. Pick and choose your battles wisely. Fight for when, somebody's really knocking you down, obviously, but trivial things, um, let them go. Let them go. And your shamanic dream card is the crossing, the initiation. This is about entering into a brand new part of your life. Something traumatic has happened, something huge has happened. The crossing is like you went from being a child to an adult, you went from being an adult to an elder. Something, a big transition. The crossing is also a blessing because it's like a leveling up, so to speak. And if you don't feel like you have leveled up, then maybe you want to do some contemplation and see maybe why you're still stuck in the same place that you always have been. Last but not least, we have Pisces, suns, risings, and moons. And the sun is in Pisces along with Mercury and Saturn. It's the high priestess of that intuition. Look at that lovely moon down here representing our dream state, our intuition, our psychic abilities. The high priestess is asking you to see beyond the veil, see between the worlds, and tap into your creativity, to your intuition, without putting yourself on a pedestal, so to speak, or allowing yourself to be a doormat. So your card that comes up is Firm Foundation, Pisces, but it's reversed. And so this talks about the root chakra. Once again, you see the down here, red stones. This is asking you to take a look at your finances. So, which would make me think with this high priestess, are you not living realistically? Escaping from reality could be drugs, alcohol, and the like, food, shopping, overspending, all of the above. That's what I'm picking up when I see this Firm Foundation card. This is saying that you're trying to build something on an unstable foundation. And so you can't figure it out as you go. You have to start off with a solid foundation. So there's a lot of cleanup that is needed and involved right now, especially because this full moon is in opposition to whatever you have going on in that Pisces sign, whether it's your sun, your rising, your moon, or other cluster of planets. All right, so let's see. Your next card is Helpless and Hopeless. That's pretty heavy and deep. It does have to do with a lot of different things. Mental, wellness, financial wellness, physical wellness. And what I'm hearing from my guides is you can't blame anybody but yourself. Everything starts with you. And yeah, that's a little bit of a harsh card because it's like, well, where do I go with this? And that's what it looks like in this photo, but it says just keep forging ahead because the sun is in between the mountains, those two obstacles, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, Pisces. And your shamanic card, it's the perfect storm with the raven. The courage to step into life. And I feel like that is giving a little bit more meaning to this card of helpless and hopeless. Um, Really pretty card, perfect storm. And it's card 44, master number. And so that automatically says to me that really take a good look at people you hang with, the tribe of people. Are you hanging with people that bring you down or people that lift you up? After you have spent time with people, do you feel like you have been filled with energy or depleted emotionally or physically? This perfect storm, especially in combination with helpless and hopeless, when it says it's time for you to step into life, it's time for a reality wake up call, maybe for some of the Pisces, when it comes to body, mind, spirit, um, truthfulness, honesty, getting your shit together, getting your act together, finances, whatever. Are you taking good care of yourself? Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating well? Are you getting enough exercise? Are you meditating? Are you exploring creative pursuits? That's what I really feel like is happening in these cards. Um, because I'm picking up the energy of just like skating by, but expending a lot of energy and not getting ahead anywhere. So big evaluations need to take place when it comes to that. This was pretty heavy, pretty deep. But I'm glad that I was able to record it for all of you, and I'll get that published tonight. And so hopefully I'll be back in full swing because I really love doing these videos and sharing the charts. I have so many things going on with the master class that I'm involved in, that I'm teaching. We decipher so many different famous people's charts, not even famous people, people in the news, murderers, people that are accused of things. We look in the charts to see, like, did they do it? Um, Singers, actors, actresses, political figures. And I would really like to maybe start sharing some of that with you. I've been wanting to do that, but it's so much work involved with all of that, especially after I had just done it for 3 hours and then to come back. And I don't know if I would be able to share clips of those classes because there's, other people obviously on the other side that are talking. We'll see how that goes. I have a lot of great ideas, but who knows if I'll have the available time because I do go to see the baby every single day. I need my daily Ruby fix. And hopefully I'll be able to share some pictures with all of you very, very soon. Everybody's doing well. We're all just very exhausted. And so on that note, happy full moon, happy full snow moon in Virgo. Light a fire, light a candle. Think of the things that you want to let go of. Be on the lookout for a reveal over, if it hasn't happened within the last few days, over the next week or so, revealing somebody who doesn't have your back, who does not have your best interest at home. because it will be showing up very soon. Anyway, have a great rest of your February, and I will be back in March with more very soon. Bye.